Do not jump into Starbucks because some idiot on the internet with a whiteboard, basically Charlie Day of Twitch, just broke it down for you. That is a dumb reason to buy. Why does the stock guy, which is just a name on Twitch, why do I like Starbucks? Why do I like Starbucks? What I'm about to tell you is I am what's called, I name myself this, but I am a cowboy trader. Okay? That is my version of a speculative trader. But speculative trader is boring, so I call myself a cowboy trader, okay? Now, I go off of trends, momentum, and potential, okay? Well, Starbucks was under $100, $97. They did good on earnings, but not that great. What is a few things you know about Starbucks? Well, number one, Starbucks just raised their divvy recently by 10%. Usually, big companies like this don't raise their dividend unless they're doing well, or they expect to do well. Okay? Number two, raise the pay and stock vesting program for employees. Okay? Those are both two healthy signs for a company. All right? That's two healthy signs for a company. Revenue has been kind of all over the place, but COVID has happened, right? COVID has happened. So there's been a lot of concerns there. But Starbucks has actually done very well at surviving through COVID. Why is that? Because Starbucks in a lot of locations, not most, but a lot now, they have drive-through. Okay? With restrictions and social distancing, drive-through is still a thing. Okay? Big thing right here. Number two, takeaway. And they partner with a bunch of delivery companies. This is big. But Stocky, what about the people that go in there? Listen, I've told you this before. The only people that you see hanging out and sitting in the lobby of a Starbucks are either people that are trying to sell their MLM, okay, a hippie, okay, playing a ukulele, or some college kid in there stealing the Wi-Fi, drinking a water with whipped cream on it. That is it. What have they lost? Nothing. Okay, they've lost nothing. If anything, they're saving revenue because they don't have to clean the bathrooms from all the people that just stumble in there in the middle of the day. So, that's all good and great. Those are things that I'm like, okay, they're struggling a little bit now. They're doing okay, but I think they're going to survive this. More importantly, recently, they've also partnered with Impossible Brands, okay, to bring in meatless breakfast options. Obviously, a lot of vegans or vegetarians or the whole 9 yards like to go to Starbucks. Not that they made a ton of revenue from their breakfast stuff, but it's significant. So they're bringing this in. They know their customers. Starbucks, more than anything, falls under the Becky stocks, ladies and gentlemen. What do you never do? You never bet against Becky. Never bet against Becky. What is Becky? Becky is your, I gotta be careful how I say this live, your lady brands, okay? 80% of consumer spending in America is done by my ladies. Now, one of the reasons for this is like, for example, my wife does the grocery shopping. My wife buys the stuff for the baby. Not because she has to, but because she doesn't trust me. Sometimes men are lazy, sometimes whatever. Women do 80% of consumer spending in America. Follow the money, not the women. Follow where the women spend their money. Okay? The women. Wow, that sounded like they're objects. You know what I mean. Follow where women spend their money. All right? Why is that important? Because that's where the spending goes. So, if you have a certain demographic doing most of the spending, where do they stop? Where do they shop? Where do they go? Target is considered Becky. LULU, PTON, ULTA, etc., etc., etc. Starbucks falls under one of those. So you have a very good flow of revenue. On top of that, organic sales for their coffee that they sell for making coffee at home. Spiking like crazy. Keurig cups, bagged coffee. People are addicted. It is a cult. Okay, it is a cult. Tesla is a cult. Starbucks is a cult. You mix Becky and cult together, that is when you get super Karen. But, well, no, not Karen, but you know what I mean. Okay? Also, on the speculative side, guys, on the speculative side, recently, the report has come out that President Xi from China has asked Starbucks founder and former CEO Howard Schultz to mediate the rebuilding of the relationships between China and the United States. I have no idea why. I have no idea why they have asked him to do that. But what I can tell you as a speculative trader, my belief is if President Xi is asking him to mediate, whether he does or not, this man has probably got something behind the scenes. There's probably something in it for him and his former company. Crazy how the timing of this earlier this year, it was announced that Starbucks is opening a shitload of stores in China, and recently Starbucks can now be ordered on AliExpress. So I would imagine, obviously this is just speculative shit. Do not look at me and be like, actually, no. Speculation tells me that there's probably something in it for his former baby. Still his baby, but he's not the CEO anymore. Whether this works out or not, I would imagine there's something that President Xi goes and says, hey, listen, please help me out, and I will hook you up. Now, I could be completely wrong about this last part, and that's why I saved it to the last. But that's where the cowboy trader comes in. Okay? So, between all of that and the fact that their earnings just came out and they didn't do that bad, but there was a sell-off, I swooped in and bought the shit out of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's why I'm watching this stock. Do not jump into Starbucks because some idiot on the internet with a whiteboard and a receding hairline just told you a whole bunch of, basically Charlie Day of Twitch just broke it down for you. That is a dumb reason to buy. Okay? Do not get all your information from one guy. But that is the reason I bought in. Okay? Starbucks could go to $50 a share. Well, it's not, but you never know. Plus, I'm going to collect my nice little dividend on the way up. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why Stocky, who is a cowboy speculative trader, who is not a professional, has never worked on Wall Street, doesn't work for a hedge fund, and is just a dude who likes trading stocks and speculates. This is why I bought Starbucks on the dip with my AMC gains. I took my AMC, okay, half my AMC that I had flipped for a 400% profit, took the profit from that, and bought Starbucks on a discount. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I did. I may get wrecked, but it's an equity. And when I bought it the next day, it went down. And now it's up. You came for the memes and you're going to learn some shit. Maybe you don't buy Starbucks, obviously, but you're going to learn what it means to hold something. Okay? Obviously, like I said, guys, I'm a speculative trader. I'm a cowboy trader. I look for where things are going to go. So I broke it down. As far as timing things, you're never going to time it absolutely perfect, right? It's just not, I mean, sometimes you will, but it's a complete guess. So did I time it right? No, I didn't time it right, but I want to give you a perfect example of why, for those of you guys that are new to this, why you can't focus on the day-to-day chart, okay? Let me just show you this right here. Okay, so Starbucks. Why did they drop? Why did Starbucks drop? Starbucks dropped several reasons, right? We got a lot of concerns about COVID, about costs that they're incurring, revenue. There's several different things. Obviously, this is guessing because I don't know why investors sell their shares, right? We can try to say, oh, well, it makes sense because of X, Y, Z. The costs incurred during COVID, the delivery costs that they've been eating. There's a lot of things that go in there, and we all try to speculate as to why investors sold off. And somebody in chat will probably, say, well, actually, it's because of this. Well, they're guessing too. We're all guessing, but that's not what. All of the breakdown I did on Starbucks of why I was buying it was the reason I was getting into it. Now, it may not go to the moon. I don't know where Starbucks is going to go. Did I time it at the bottom? No. Right? I could say, well, I wish I would have bought it at $96 instead of $97.40 or whatever, right? But you're never going to time it perfectly. The reason I got it this day, though, was because of the same, like I said, all the reasons that I got into it. Now, one thing I want to say when you're buying something for long term, right? So value investing, there's several definitions for value investing, but one of the definitions for value investing is buying something that is undervalued. Right? Undervalued to who? Undervalued to JP Morgan, Chase, undervalued to you, undervalued to your friend's brother's mom's uncle's cousin who had a dog who went to the bathroom and it looked like Starbucks, right? It doesn't, I meant to write out Starbucks, not like the actual, never mind. All right. So there's always speculation there, but the most important thing is that you don't look at it from a day-to-day point, right? You want to look at the value that you have it at and then just keep an eye on it, right? So for example, I bought here at $97.45. It crushed it the next day. And then the next day after, it actually went lower than my purchase price. It was red 2 days later. But for me, I'm not focusing on this on the short time. I don't care what it is on 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. And that's why I try to get to you guys. Try to look at long-term investments long-term. Zoom out. Don't pay attention to them every day because it will drive you insane. One day it'll be up 5%. You're like, I'm rich. And the next day it's down 6%. I'm fine. I'll never financially recover. And so this is a great lesson in understanding that it's not about the day-to-day, right? I could have been absolutely wrong about Starbucks. I could still be wrong about Starbucks. But, you buy it and then it goes lower. When it goes lower, then you have to make a decision. Do you buy more or you just hold? Because tomorrow is another day. The market will always fluctuate, guys. It's not a day-to-day basis. I know everybody wants to get rich quick, okay?